The simplest distinction between types of comparison is between direct metaphor and simile. Simile makes a comparison using like or as, whereas a direct metaphor makes a comparison without qualification. Here's an example of a direct metaphor from Toni Morrison. The sky above them was another country. Winter stars close enough to lick had come out before sunset. And here's that metaphor rewritten as a simile. The sky above them was like another country. Winter stars were big and bright, as if they were close enough to lick. So what I want you to do is please write down any simile. I've gone for she had long hair like a waterfall. Any simile will do, doesn't have to be a good one. But you might want to pause the video just to give yourself time. Next I want you to rewrite that simile as a direct metaphor. So I've gone for a waterfall of hair fell over her shoulders. Hyperbole is an exaggerated metaphor or simile where you overstate the comparison. For instance, he was the size of 3 mountains squashed together. Hyperbole is normally used for comic effect but can occasionally be put to serious use, as in Lola Haskins' poem The Prodigy. He was born with the ears of a dog. He could hear his mother's skin decay, the soft give as her cheeks sagged just barely more. So what I want you to try to do is please rewrite your metaphor as a hyperbolic description. I've gone for she had a crashing great Niagara Falls of hair. In personification, an animal or inanimate object is described as if it were a person. Now, personification has long been frowned upon and it should be used with great caution. The critic John Ruskin famously described the attribution of emotion to non-human phenomena as the pathetic fallacy. Pathetic in that sense as was pathos. He didn't mean it like as in, man, that's pathetic. But nevertheless, you want to avoid this. Although this tactic can sometimes be used effectively, and you do sometimes see it in contemporary fiction. Toni Morrison, for instance, she wrote, "When labourers imported from Haiti came to clear the land, clouds and fish were convinced that the world was over." Or what about this from Annie Proulx? "The ice mass leaned as though to admire its reflection in the waves." So please have a go at rewriting your hyperbole as a personification. I've gone for her hair seemed to jump off her head with an almost suicidal urgency. And finally we have conceit. Conceit is a complex, developed comparison between two things that are extremely unalike. For instance, ridding oneself of faith is like boiling seawater to retrieve the salt. In what way, we wonder? Something is gained, but something is lost. Now, conceit necessarily draws attention to itself, and used unwisely it can disrupt the reader's progress through the story. Nevertheless, please have a go at rewriting your personified description as a conceit. I've gone for her hair was like Piero della Francesca's The Baptism of Christ. It arched her face and directed Jim's gaze to a focal point that vanished where her cleavage disappeared under her vest. Well done with that. Thanks a lot for watching, and good luck with your writing.